Found out some news today related to Nipsey Hussle's assassination. And I'm not going to repeat it, but a lot of the people mentioned I felt like are or were key players in the planning of his murder. It's really upsetting. I don't understand it. I really don't. And I'm just disgusted, disappointed. I can't believe that this was allowed to happen and that he had that many people around him in his close circle who were down for ending his life. I just don't understand. He was a good dude. Regardless of what he did before, he was always on that path to greatness, and he recognized his faults, and he grew. He grew as a person, and the change he was creating was for the betterment, the empowerment, the upliftment of our people, Black and brown. That's to be commended. A lot of people say what they're gonna do, or they have these plans and it sounds good, but then they never follow through with it. And good intentions, that's good. But what good does it really do if you don't act on what you know should be done? And to even just go the extra step to help other people in your community and be there and be present and all the time. As we know, a lot of people grow up in the hood and they leave and they don't come back, or they don't end up doing anything for their community. Instead of being a part of the problem, you are a part of the solution. And that's what he wanted. He wanted solution. He wanted to see our people, become great, become the leaders and powerful people that we are, that we were born genetically. We are leaders. We come from royal blood lineage. A lot of us. We're the originators on this earth. We're the OGs. We're the original gangsters. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get it. I don't know if the people who truly love him, his family, people, his close friends who really did have love for him, if you ever see this, I'm so sorry that this happened to him. And, I did not know who he is. I really didn't follow him. To be honest with you, I didn't follow him while he was here in the physical. But that does not take away or minimize the impact and effect that he has had on me since he left. And his essence is still here. His presence, his energy, his spirit, it's in his music. It affected me really, really bad. And I see that in a lot of people, and they're saying the same thing that I have. So he was on the right path. And unfortunately, that's what people hated, But why wouldn't you want to see change for your people and your community? Why wouldn't you want to see us on top where we're supposed to be? We're supposed to be running this country. How did it go from us building this country to staying slaves? Yeah, we might have been freed on paper, but mentally, we're still slaves. Really not much has changed. We're still being killed. we're still being murdered. We still do not really have a voice. We are still being murdered for our ideas, for wanting to be leaders, for wanting to make change, for wanting to see our people become great again. We want our people to become great again. Was America ever really great? Not for us. We made this country great. And we need to benefit off the greatness that we created. We need our rightful recognition and love and respect. You know, I was just really, really upset today. Really, really upset. Finding out a lot of the key players who were behind Nipsey's assassination. And it just makes me feel really bad for him. And since his assassination, it's made me look and pull back from, I won't say a lot of people, but a few people who, because you know when people ain't really for you. You know when people are hating on you. You know, we try to overlook it because, oh, maybe it's just, you know, sometimes people will be envious, you know, but they won't hate you to the point where they want to see you fucking dead. But, you know, as of the last 3 years, some people I couldn't really say how would you want to see me dead or not? I don't know. Would you care if I was dead? I could probably say there's a few that would not care. So in Nipsey, just Nipsey being assassinated and who he is, and then how I've been feeling the last 3 years about certain people that have been around me and just certain situations, certain things that have happened. I had to pull back and really evaluate what the fuck is going on. And that's what I did, and that's what I've done. And some people, you know, they can't get with it, or they get upset because they want to know what's going on with you. So they want to know your every move, so they can try to throw salt in your game, as we used to say back in the day. So they can create some obstacles. I gotta stay focused. And the things that I want to do, I'm concerned about wanting to do them, because it seems like every time we have someone wanting to change our narrative, change the situation and make things better for our people, they get taken out. They know who we are. They know our potential. They know that once we get it together and come together, really come together, they will no longer be running shit. We gonna be running shit. Rightfully so. We are the chosen people. Don't you forget it. Anyway, I have things that I want to do to better my community, my people, and not even just Black people, but what I have in mind would help anyone that has any issue with mental illness, who's still functionable, but mental illness, homelessness, the homeless, you know, the homeless, no one is discriminated in that aspect. So it would benefit everyone who is homeless. And we all suffer from some type of mental issue. Because if you're living and trying to make it in America, you're going to come across some type of mental issue. There's a lot of people dealing with depression, but we're still able to function. Yes, and I said I included myself in that because, I've had issues with depression. Life has not been easy, and no one said it would be. But it is scary when you want to make change, you want to speak out, you want to just speak out and question what is going on. That becomes a concern. But you know what? Nipsey put his life on the line for us. And that's big. And not many people do that. He had a lot of people around him that he was putting up on game. He was teaching them a lot, trying to get them to a better place financially. In their community, whatever, just, long term. He dropped a lot of jewels on a lot of people around him. Are they picking up the torch? Well, I don't know. It's only been 3 months, so we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I would hope that somebody who wasn't a part of his assassination, someone who was around him and really listened to what he was saying, who really listened and absorbed what he was saying. I hope they pick up they take the torch and keep it going. The marathon continues. It does continue. And if it's not somebody in his camp, it's going to be somebody, because that's just how it goes. But look how long it took from Tupac to Nipsey. Tupac died in 96. It's 2019. That's a long gap. A long gap. Now you have people who may speak up, but they're not going to take it to the level that Nipsey did. And I've been listening to his whole catalog the last 3 months. And today I listened to Slauson Boy 2. Man. That album, I'm going to say that album, fuck a mixtape. He had albums. Victory Lap was the first one that he actually put out as an album, but he had albums. Those weren't just mixtapes. Slauson Boy 2, actually all of it, but I listened to Slauson Boy 2 today, and it's not been the first time that I listened to it, but I'm just like, wow. No wonder he had haters. But he needed more people around him who was really behind him and supporting him and right there with him saying the same shit. Why would you let him fall alone? And I'm not blaming anybody, but it's like, why is it that it just has to be that one person to carry that torch? We had Malcolm, we had Dr. Martin Luther King. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be more of us. It's power in numbers. But not many people are willing to put their life on the line. Some people won't even put their life on the line for their family. So why would they do it for anybody they didn't know? Nipsey wanted not only better for him, he wanted better for his people. And he knew that at a young age. That's not by coincidence. God had a purpose for his life. God has a purpose for all of us. Let me just say that. God has a purpose for all of us. But there are certain chosen ones. And he's that one. Just like Tupac was that one. Biggie was that one. And I'm not really mentioning Biggie because he wasn't really a prophet. You know, yeah, I love Biggie. Shout out to Biggie. Love Christopher Wallace. R.I.P. But I mean those ones that are like prophets. Really prolific and dropping gems and really supposed to lead the people. Teach and lead the people. That's what Nipsey and Tupac did. Tupac's music is still living on, and Nipsey's will live on forever. People still talking about it. People still bumping Tupac. Since before 96, but since 96, when his life was cut short. Come on, man. We got to get it together. We got to step it up. We got to step it up. I don't know what else to say, how else to say it, but it's disturbing, and we got to step it up. Anyway, whoever's listening, whoever tuned in, the marathon continues. I love you. I want better for you. I want better for our people. Whatever you have that you want to do, that you feel is your purpose and why you're here on this earth, and it's for the betterment of our people, our race, do it. Do that. Don't let anything stop you. Do not be scared. We need more leaders. We need people who are willing to pick up that torch in the name of El-Haj Malik El-Shabazz, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, and everybody else, our ancestors who died long time ago and died for us and paved the way so that we can walk this journey easily, so we don't have to go through what they went through. See, it's coming back around, but things is different. But if we do not come together as a people and get our shit together and stand together and start supporting one another, we're not going to be here long. Get it together. The marathon continues.